Hello, everyone, to the OISC final. We're going to be performing an interview with Red Baron, the tournament manager today, and we hope to have a good one here with Maddock and Baron.
Hello.
Hello.
And we're going to ask some questions. So, the season has really been fun to watch and fun to go through for the most part while casting and roughing some matches. But how have you enjoyed the season so far?
I think it's been a really fun experience. Definitely rough at some parts from the tournament manager side. Building up a whole new organization has been a big learning experience. But as far as the matches go, they're always something interesting to watch, and I've actually had a great time getting to watch some of the interesting tactics, especially with the some of the new maps that we've tried to implement in the tournament.
Yes, so that's obviously one of the big things that we've done this season is that we've played with Pro Mod and we've played with some new layers, you know. So which of those was probably your favorite that we've done so far?
My favorite, I think, so far of the layers was definitely Yiho. The way we rotated it to go sideways instead of up and down made for some interesting tactics. And one of my favorite ones so far has been when I think it was OC. I can't remember exactly which team, but they did the helicopter drop, kind of like Battlefield. That's something I've never seen actually pulled off in squad, let alone in a competitive match where everything's on the line. So it was really fun to watch.
Yeah, it
Yeah, it
was.
was that PhD's helicopter drop onto the tanks?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Actually, they must have put a lot of time and effort into being able to set that up and know exactly what they're doing for it. So it's probably the most meme worthy uh, point of the whole tournament so far. Actually, that helicopter drop was a lot of fun to watch.
So going on that would be your favorite moment from the tournament, or would you have a different moment that you would like to
I have
be
a,
your
a
favorite?
I would say that one would be my favorite moment. I also liked on Kokan when they were running around with the spandrel just shooting buildings. And another one of my favorites is how when AF crashed all of their strikers at the start of the game, but still managed to pull the big W over Spit. That was a great moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I mean, that was a great moment as the interested observer, but it must have been a crushing moment if you were sitting on that AF team rolling out of main to get that pile up on the bridge.
yeah, it was. It must have been something, but it's all about that W at the end of the day. Um, so which team have you been secretly wanting to advance to the final? Which team have you been rooting for this season?
I've definitely been rooting for AF. I want to see the repeat. The repeat. I want to see them win the second season in a row. Um, so I'm very interested in this week's game, hoping they pull off the W against Spit. Uh, I know that you guys have your own winners as well.
Yeah, so obviously, I've gone with AF as well. I've been impressed with how they've played, and they've obviously played versus Spit and won once before. So I think they've got the opportunity here to really start off on the on a front foot, and if they can get into Spit's head, maybe they can find themselves in a winning position. Django, you're on the other side of the fence, though.
Yeah, I think you guys need to hop off that AF bandwagon, as some people say, and hop on Spit. Because Spit has played, they've shown us some things in the Mumbles match, and they've shown improvement as well from that loss to AF in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the case, Django. When they first went in versus AF, you could feel Spit kind of pushing a little bit more than maybe they should have, and maybe giving away a little bit of map control, a little bit of Vit control. And I don't expect that Spit will be doing the same 2 games in a row. They'll probably be coming at this having done a lot of scrims, having they're very committed to the game. You could definitely say that of Spitz players. They're 100% committed to this game, and I expect them to come in having scrimmed hard and learned every inch of this layer and really be pushing for that W.
We'll have to see in the match today. So, how did OIC live up to your expectations this season, and what can we expect from OIC in the future?
I think OSC blew by my own expectations this season. We had a record number of signups of any tournament in squads. We had over 60 teams sign up, and unfortunately, we could only accept 16, so that was huge. We're hoping to find a way to actually incorporate all of these teams in a future season, so that whether that's through an expanded season itself or a qualifier, so that hopefully everybody listening, you actually can get a chance to play in the tournament next season. And I think that um, one of the things, like the gameplay and the people watching, like so the streams, like we've had a huge number of people actually watching, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, our we must obviously thank all those viewers that have come along, and for the teams that have participated and put a lot of time and effort into making OISC as good as it has been. But if as we look towards season 3 for OISC, are you hoping? What's your hope for season 3 then?
My hope is to make it bigger and better. We're gonna iron out a lot of the kinks that were in this season. Um, Definitely focus on improving that experience for the player itself, so that it is a streamlined tournament, and it is the best. We're hoping it is the best squad tournament out there. Sorry, community tournaments. We're trying to take the crown. And we're just hoping that it becomes like a staple of the squad community. It is something that everybody looks forward to every single year, and it will have hopefully more prizes.
That's really good to hear. It's nice to see that OE seems to be getting more involved in the competitive scene of squad, rather than just playing around the edges a little bit. So, how would if you're talking to the comp community and talking about OISC, what would you say that OE is looking to do over the next kind of 12 months to help promote that competitive scene?
Well, so we're not gonna just focus on bringing OISC to the competitive community. We're actually doing a number of new initiatives. So we are hoping to do a monthly roundtable now with the competitive community. So we're going to let them actually speak with the developers, like the hosting roundtable and the community roundtable we used to have before, so that they can get more involved, uh, and we can get more involved with their side of things. We're also looking to bring up a bunch of new events. So one of the things that we were hoping to run this year, but we're going to run next year, is we're going to run Track Attack. So we had designed a new game mode so that um, it could be a very unique experience. And so we're gonna start testing that in the new year. And then when we have the game mode perfect, we'll actually roll out an event for it. And then there'll be a number of new events and tournaments to fill in the void between Track Attack and then OIC, so that there'll be constant competitive events throughout the year.
And that's really great to hear that we're not gonna have to really focus on community run tournaments. We're gonna be able to have tournaments supported by the developer and run by the developer as well. Um, so going on to to our next topic, what kind of layers is OIC looking to promote, and what maps are they looking to promote next season?
So I definitely so for next season, I think that a year away, it's hard to think about what the meta will be and what kind of maps we have out. There are a number of new maps in the pipeline, so we're hoping to, y- g- of course, use the staples that have been used throughout the tournaments throughout that year, and then also try and bring in, like this season, like new layers of old maps, so we can kind of mix some new and some old, kind of challenge the player to think of new tactics and new ways to approach the map, so that they can be crowned the best team and squad.
So going off that, what map do you wish we played this season that we haven't so far?
I kind of had wished we had played Fallujah. I would have been very interesting to see how the competitive community actually were to play with that. I would have been amazing to see some gameplay of teams sneaking through tunnels underneath in the sewer system. But unfortunately, we have to wait until that is a little bit more optimized for competitive. so that all the players can experience a solid frames and actually compete to the best of their ability.
Yeah, and of course that's what we're looking for as part of the comp community is that core level of performance out of the maps. There's been a few times where we've seen new patches coming along that have really diminished the frames or found it difficult. Is that something that OE is looking at in terms of making it, it better for the comp community and trying to ensure that when we're releasing, it's at an optimal layout earlier on?
Yeah, so OWI is definitely looking at new ways to optimize and improve performance within the game. The main focus right now is definitely getting out the new layer overhaul system, which does have some performance increases.
Let's talk a little bit about you and how you play squad. So let's talk about your squad playstyle. If you were to describe it in 3 words, how would you say you play squad?
Running around like a headless chicken. I don't know if that's 3 words, but that's my style of gameplay. I usually play medic. I don't shoot very good because my computer used to not actually be able to run squad, so I have a great time trying to dodge bullets and revive people in places they don't want to be revived.
It sounds good. Sounds very common, actually. So
Sounds relatable.
no, basically every blueberry medic that I've ever had feels like the exact kind of setup there. Okay, and then so you've talked about you enjoy the medic. Any other kits that you'd say that you're the specialist of? Are you going to go for a 1v1 engineer off versus kudu, or a hat kit shoot off versus one shot?
I would definitely say that I'm pretty good at the civilian, the surrender kit. I can wave my arms in the air like I just don't care. I could definitely win that. But I'm not a specialist in any of the kits. I'm just probably medic. My best
Okay.
game has been, I think I got 99 revives one time.
Oh my. Pro
Very
pro strats, pro strats right there. So, which team do you think you would fit in most with then, if you were to look at any? Obviously, you're too busy running the tournament, but if somebody was to come along and say, "Look, Baron, we're short a medic," which team would be the one that you hope is asking you?
I would definitely hope it would be Fact2 to ask me. They're not the best team in the tournament, but they're definitely the memeiest team. Definitely would fit right in with that group of people.
Perfect, perfect. I'm sure you'll get a phone call soon. I'm sure you'll get a phone call soon.
What change in V2 are you most excited for you personally and for the squad comp community?
I'm really excited for the new the new techies coming into the game. So there's like a bunch of new variations, a whole reskin and a rework of the techie system. I'm really excited to see them used more in competitive, and then how that changes the new meta, or if that does change the meta for competitive squad.
So
Awesome.
on that, the insurgent side isn't really used that much anymore in many layers. So does that mean we're going to be seeing the insurgents in upcoming layers in for V2?
Oh,
Yeah, we will see. I believe we will be seeing a lot more fluidity with the factions used on different maps, especially with the way the new layer overhaul system is supposed to work.
And
excellent.
lastly, will you be rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for
Yeah, yeah.
AF. I'm hoping they pull the repeat.
Yeah, getting that legacy in. Obviously, it goes without saying that you're rooting for myself and Django more than anything. Rooting for a high quality, no nonsense, no silly business, no drops stream.
Maybe a
Because
little silly business. Okay.
well,
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 Django, I got a question for you. Would you rather have like sausages for hands or sausages for your feet?
Uh, I mean, either way, they're kind of like fingers, so I'd say hands.
oh, in all honesty, Django would probably prefer sausages anywhere.
Dude, I just eat
Oh
them.
man, it just gobble gobble.